Right, well, it's the day before my birthday, and I thought I would do a little recording of some of my favourite banjo tunes that, especially actually some of these tunes I've been working on in the last, I suppose it's nearly 3 years, isn't it? The last 3 years of after all my treatment finished. Um, I think one of the nicest things about marking time and being able to mark time, which is the obvious one, but I can see me now, and it was the day before my birthday on 2017, and yeah, you know, after all the treatment, there wasn't much left of my hair and anything, so I got loose to shave it all off, like with a razor. There wasn't much left anyway, but I remember having a real sense of wanting to wake up on my birthday with a new start and to really sort of grab the rest of what was going to happen with a real vigour of living. So, yeah, so as part of that, actually, I thought about this and then doing this, and I thought, well, what better than to, on my birthday, to be able to send a clip of me playing some of my favourite banjo tunes, probably with loads of mistakes, but hey, but also that sense of time, and to be able to sit with whoever I've sent this to, and for them to have a cup of tea or a beer and just listen and, you know, hear me chat. But that real sense of, I remember from my fuck off the cancer party, that sense that, you know, that to get on with living, to live, you know, like really living. I know it sounds really obvious, but actually we all can be stifled by loads of things, and like here we are now, oh my gosh, 2020, a global pandemic, you know, but you know, it is that wee bit, and sometimes it's really hard because you can get blindsided by life, and like, you know, all the things that seem so important but really aren't when you're sat in a waiting room and or in a doctor's room and told, you know, quite full on crap news, or, you know, like what's happening now with our pandemic, that we always don't necessarily have tomorrow, which actually it's a bit depressing, isn't it? But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna play these tunes. I'm gonna keep an eye on my phone and kind of thinking I'll be very surprised if it holds all of this, but if it does, brilliant, and if it doesn't, not. And I'm gonna play just some lovely tunes that I've been working on, and so yeah, I'm kind of hoping if you're listening to this, you know, you've sat down and you've given yourself a bit of time. I'll give you a bit of a heads up how long it's going to take by the end of it, so you know. So yeah, I'm rambling. Right, anyway. Okay. I've been playing the banjo now for 10 years, which actually was one of those lovely things. We moved into this house and I remember thinking, I've always wanted to play the banjo. And this is where Lorraine will always tell you a story that she always said she was going to play the banjo first, which we obviously banter and laugh about, but here we go, I'm playing the banjo. So actually, everybody, if you do want to think about playing the banjo, yeah, go get it, or any kind of instrument, you know. So it's been a great 10 years, and actually throughout everything, having the banjo buddies and the music to be able to keep me going and listening. And actually after my treatment, you know, I couldn't pick up a banjo. I had to play one of my biscuit tin ones, and you know, which, you know, somewhere up there. But and then getting my head back, get my memory back, and even still now, actually, you know, there's bits in my brain that will just stop. I can visualise something like the numbskulls or something from the Beano, where they'll just be like, yeah, we're working. What we did? Not working? Are we working? Yeah. So it's like, so my memory's not great, but part of playing the banjo is working on that as well. My dexterity, my stamina, you know, having to deal with my nerves and pain that I get sometimes. So the banjo, for me, an awful lot of bits of it have been really quite restorative. So anyway, I've now chatted for God knows how long this is going to be. Right, here we go. I'm going to play Steve Martin's. I've been working on this little Steve Martin's tune, and it's Pitkin County Turnaround. And Steve Martin, he turned 75. Now, it might have been on the 15th, might have been on Mum's birthday, because I remember thinking, how weird's that? So, Steve Martin, great comedian, obviously, we all know him for that bit, but he's like an amazing banjo player. So, here we go. That's what I mean, it comes in and then it goes out. Also, there's a real sense of that as soon as I'm getting close to the end of a banjo tune, I'm like, and then it's that, it all falls apart. So, anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tune down, and I had a lovely time. I bumped into Banjo Tim, so hello Banjo Tim if you're watching this. And we were just chatting, and it must have been the start of the pandemic, and we were chatting about the banjo and different tunes, and just how good it is for your mental health to be able to sit and play and have that focus and interest in something. And I left him, and he was off on the bike ride, and he said he mentioned John Hartford and steam-powered aeroplane, and I thought, I've always wanted to play that. And I played one of John Hartford's tune, the Gumtree Canoe, and I really enjoyed that. So, but this one's got great tune. I'm going way down in D, so that's why there's a little bit of chat. So I'm just double checking where I'm going. Here we go. Could give you a bit of heads up. You could refresh your drink if you needed to. You've been none the wiser of, oh my gosh, right. I've got my hands all a bit like, okay. Alright, so this is John Hartford and it's steam-powered aeroplane. And like I said, it was on the back of bumping into Banjo Tim that I thought, I'm going to play that, it's a nice one. mash in the middle there. My hands, oh, it's incredibly humid, so every bit of my hands are like, eek. Right, well, you know, so I'm going to take you now to another tune, and it was it's a Ralph Stanley number, this one. and I learned to play this last year. That was it. Lorcan had tonsillitis, like really bad tonsillitis, about this time last year, and it was a real worrying time. 'Cause I thought he might have had what's the other one? Was it glandular fever? I can't remember. The one they all call it kissing disease. So, but he had tonsillitis. But we were a bit panicky and a bit worried, and thinking that was it. He was not going to be able to go off and do his training. And so when he was laid up, I learned to play Hard Times because I thought it was a really apt tune, and it's a cracking tune. So I'm gonna have to tune a little bit different now as well. So. And it's a nice one as well. It's a very different tune. I think some of these tunes are all they take my banjo everywhere, which is quite nice actually. So I'm not just playing straightforward in my regular G, which is. Phone can hold all this. So it's just a little bit of picking and a little bit of tune. Now this is either going to be epic or it's a little bit faster than the other two. I might start off nice and slow. It's a bit humid today. So it is, and it's like thunderstorms and everything, and it's chucking it down out there. So, right, okay. So this is called Hard Times, and this one definitely I remember. I have to tell you this. Actually, it was my birthday, obviously last year, and I have all my vinyl all laid out, and I knew actually no, this is where I didn't know. I said, look, just randomly stop, and I'll play whatever record it falls on. So he randomly said stop, and I pulled it out, and it was like a compilation. So there was about 4 LPs in this. And there was Hard Times. I never even knew that I actually had a vinyl copy of Hard Times. So like, yeah, there was an awful lot of really quite like killing ourselves laughing and trying to drink from a keg, and playing the vinyl that was just random. So that was a bit of a spooky moment. And so anyway, yes, Hard Times, and it's Ralph Stanley. So here we go. yeah, definitely. Hard times within that one, so there's a little bit, my little hands all get like carried away with themselves and I want to like get going and I'm like, keep your head together, tell you. So anyway, right, okay, so next one. I'm going to do a little bit of tuning again. I knew all of this was all over the place, so I'm not going to worry about, and it's a lovely little bit of time to sort of chit chat as well in between, but I'm going to play Nashville Blues, and Nashville Blues, I'm going to just double check the tuning of it because it's D minor, so the humidity in here is shocking. But Nashville Blues, it was 2016, so before even anything with the cancer, and me and Liz went down to St Leonard's. I think Lorcan was on it was the summer he might have went to the Black Forest in Germany with the Woodcraft folk, and me and Liz and the cellos were playing in a little band called Crow Hall, and I got really obsessed about Nashville Blues. It's just such a great tune, and it was just I thought it was a really wonderful instrumental, and then we sat and tried to write lyrics to it, and so I've got a lovely image of us sat in St Leonard's in a really cool flat, and we were overlooking the sea, and we sat for hours just playing it, you know what I mean, and just chunking away on the ukulele again and again, and gosh, I had this down at such a lick, like I'm not going to be able to play it nowhere near as fast as what I used to be able to play it, but that's not what this is about. This is about having a bit of time, and you know, if you've sat and you're 20 minutes in, you know, whenever you've listened to this, I appreciate, you know, I'm kind of hoping it's a lovely birthday gesture from me to you and all that rubbish, but well, it's not rubbish actually, it's very, very important actually, it's really important, you know. I can become quite evangelical about how it's important that we live and our time, and actually there's nothing more important than time. Money doesn't mean anything at all. Right, Nashville Blues, and like I said, for me this is St Leonard's, 2016, and we're just sat banging this out left, right and centre. It's really, really good. Okay. I was so distracted with trying to finish with a mad itchy ear. But that was Nashville Blues, so that's a lovely one, that one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take you to, let's take you to Home Sweet Home. Home Sweet Home. God, actually, Home Sweet Home, Earl Scruggs classic, absolutely fantastic tune. Nashville Blues, Earl Scruggs plays as well, so I probably didn't do that a little bit. It was an Earl Scruggs tune, and it's on the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Is it Nitty Gritty Dirt Band album? Yeah, I think it is actually, and it's really, really, really lovely to listen to. But so Home Sweet Home, Earl Scruggs, and it was actually, I think it was my last banjo tune that before I went off ill that I wanted to learn, and so 2017, pretty much my mission was to play Home Sweet Home, because obviously, like, Christ, Home Sweet Home, you couldn't get more, like, you know, let me at home. But so right, a little bit of tuning again. Here we go. So 22 minutes. I kind of think I'm gonna get to 30 minutes, which is not like grotesquely long, but it's a bit self-indulgent. And like I said, there's nothing better than, I'm gonna post this on my birthday, so you're gonna have to feel, you know, if you can watch, great, and if you can't, it'll be sat there. But it's a little bit of a, I don't know, and I thought about what I really want to do for my birthday, and of course I say that thing that just actually having a birthday is a real privilege, and it's something that we all just shouldn't take for granted, that we just have a birthday, or we'll do it next year, or we'll, you know, we'll plan it there. And Christ, you know, the amount of time I've got people saying that, and sometimes you don't have next year. You know, and I think for once now, everybody in the whole entire planet is probably feeling the same way. That concept that we have to, you know, really get on with cracking on and doing stuff. But, so 30 minutes playing a bit of banjo tunes. Actually, you know, God, I couldn't wish for a better kind of birthday present to myself, or and to everybody else who's going to be watching this. And you know, yeah, I'm just playing. I'm not worrying about mistakes. I'm not worrying about redoing it. I'm not worrying about anything. I'm just sort of freeballing this a little bit. So I've no idea where it's going to end. What I do, I'm going to try and get to 30 minutes, because I think actually I can chat for quite a bit. This one, Home Sweet Home, is lovely, and it's in I think it's in drop C. So it's a whole different kind of different sense from the banjo, not in G. Actually, I think apart from Pitkin County Turnaround was the only one I played in G. So here we go. Here we go. one in, so I'm quite impressed. So Home Sweet Home, absolutely stonking lovely tune. And I think what I'm going to do is probably end it with, I've been messing about with some lyrics, and the story behind the lyrics is it was Sonia's birthday, my big sister Sonia, and now if I'm going to be 45, Sonia's 47, so it was 7 years ago, we went to Barcelona. And I got stuck in the airport because I didn't trust the flights. So Sonia and Lorraine both flew back really bang on the time, and I sat like a lemon waiting to get the next flight because I was a bit anxious about it all lining up and everything else. So like a fool. And anyway, I sat there and I started to jot down some phrases and things that like through that weekend we had just said, or random things that had happened, which actually there were some random mad things of like great laughs. And I've just always kept it. I've always kept it on my phone as I think I've jokingly called it lyrics of my life or something. And so must have been a few weeks back, maybe it was during lockdown, so it was maybe about a few months actually now. And I was washing Pearl, my little camper van, and I was listening to Tanya Tucker, and a song came on, and she had a line in it that she's a credit to her flaws. And I thought, fuck, if ever there's a song title, that's a song title. And I'd set myself a challenge at the start of lockdown to try and go through Steve Martin's banjo book, hence the Pitkin County turnaround. And I've been working on a couple other ones, but sometimes you just don't have the time, and it's the mental space as well to sit with the banjo and really learn, because otherwise if it's not going in, it's not going in. So I've only got as far as actually learning one of them, so it was the Pitkin County turnaround, and I'd rather have one start to finish as best as I possibly can rather than scamping on to the next one, because I think at Christmas time I did that lovely banjo, Earl Scruggs banjo book, learning every tune. I've got it here, this one here. So I did that every day in the run up to Christmas, which was just a ridiculous challenge, but I loved every bit of it. And by the end of it, I really was a really good, it really did practice my picking. And I played a tune for an hour, sent a recording out of it, and then carried on, and that was lovely. And I vowed then that I would spend a bit of time doing something slower. So unbeknown to me, the pandemic would happen. But anyway, so Steve Martin is what I'm working through. I'm working through his book. So I've sort of started the second tune. I can't even remember what it's called now. Hold Down at Alice. Hold Down at Alice, that's it. And it's a lovely one, so I'll get that. So I have been jotting down and messing about and writing my own kind of composition. So this one is sort of a little bit inspired by Steve Martin, because he'd done something really cool with his capo. And I thought, my God, that's so lovely. And also that title, She's a Credit to Her Flaws, I thought was just it wasn't a title, it was a lyric in a song. And I thought it just lent itself so much to, if I was ever going to write a song, surely that would be it. She's a credit to her flaws. Because, oh my God, aren't we all? Right, so here's my last kind of tune. We're still recording. So I'm not too sure if you can see, because there's actually I'm not going to move the phone because it's on precariously on a little stand. So I'm going to do a funky thing if I can get it all. Right, okay. Here we go. So she's a credit to her flaws. I think I've worked on this a little bit, so I might just sort of freeball a wee bit of it. Here we go. you know. So my birthday present to myself is to give you, everybody, a little piece of my lovely banjo playing that I've been working on for the last 10 years off and on, and in amongst life's major ups and downs, I'm still here and celebrating a 45th birthday, which, game on, 45 sounds very mature, which I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, so I will definitely give myself more of a banjo challenge. I'm going to carry on with the Steve Martin, and possibly for Christmas time, you may get the Steve Martin rendition of his book. So, yeah, so happy birthday to me.